my channel. I'm Gigi, for those of you who don't know. Today I will be talking about my labor and delivery story and how everything went. Okay, so it was Tuesday, May 14th. I had my 37-week checkup appointment at 4 p.m. that day. They checked me normal. They checked my belly. They checked me down there. They checked for the bacteria. They checked if I had dilated anything. They had checked all that. They checked my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was a little high. So they were like, and they wanted to check it again at the end. So at the end, they ended up checking my blood pressure again, and it continued to be high. So after my appointment, she sent me to the hospital, which was right across the street, which is Medical Center of Aurora. It's right across the street from all these clinics. So she sent me across the street to the hospital, and she's like, I want them to monitor your blood pressure. So they did. They monitored it for like about 4 hours. I went home that day like at 8, and my blood pressure was like constantly in the 140s, 150s. It was high, you know, but they sent me home. They said it was fine. So Wednesday, I wasn't feeling myself. I felt weird, like my body, I felt hot. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like my whole body just felt really hot, you know, like I felt like hot, like if I had a fever, but I didn't have a fever, you know, or I don't know if I had a fever, to be honest, but I just felt hot. And so on Thursday, when I took my stepchild to school, it was about like 8:20 in the morning, and I decided to go to Walmart to check my blood pressure. So I did, and my blood pressure was at 165. So I was a little concerned, and I called my husband, and I was like, hey, my blood pressure was this, like, it's a little scary, you know. And I was like, I'll just go back after and check and see if it went down. Maybe it was because I was walking and whatnot. So after he got out of school, which he got out of school at 2:45, so I got there like at Walmart like at 3, my blood pressure was at 169. I think I called my mom first, and I was all like, hey, my blood pressure is this. I was like, you think I should call my clinic? Oh, I called my sister too. I asked for a lot of opinions here. I asked my husband, my mom, my sister, my sister-in-law. Those were the main ones I would go to about everything in my pregnancy. I was like, you guys think I should call the doctor? Like, what should I do, you know? And yeah, they were all like, call your doctor and our sister. So I called the clinic where I go to, and I was like, this was literally me. Hi, I just checked my blood pressure at Walmart, and I don't know how accurate they are, but it was 169. And she was like, oh no, sweetie. She's all like, I want you to go to the hospital right now. And I was like, fuck, I haven't showered. So I was like, okay, I will be in the hospital and everything, you know. So I went home, took a shower first, because I was like, what if they check me down there? What if I deliver, you know, and I haven't showered? I had to go home and shower. And yeah, I went home to shower, and I went to the hospital after, and they just monitored my blood pressure for a while, like how they did. They put 2 machines on your belly to see if the baby's moving, and I think both are to see if, one's to see if the baby's moving, and one is to hear the baby, and then the blood pressure machine cap on me, and the whole time it was high. It was like in the 150s, 160s, 140s. Like, it was just changing drastically each time. And so they discharged me, but when they discharged me, my last blood pressure was 115, 168, I think, and they told me come back when it's 169. I literally needed one more to get to 169, and they were like, we don't want to induce you because you're not at that point yet. And I was like, okay, like, that's stupid, you know. So that same day, my mom had invited us to eat at her house, so I picked up my husband, and we came over to her house, and my mom and my uncle and my sister, they were all like, no, go to a different hospital, get another opinion, to see if it really is okay, to see like what they tell you. And so we ate and everything, and it was like 10 when I went to Denver Health, and it was like 10 o'clock. And so they put me on those same machines. They took my blood pressure and everything. And well, my blood pressures were high, and so I stayed there until like 1 in the morning. And the lady was all like, if you were a patient with us, we would have induced you already, but we don't have any of your records to see if your pregnancy was healthy, if you had anything, if you had bacteria, if you had anything. But my whole pregnancy was really good, and I didn't have the bacteria thing or none of that. So that's what I told her, but she said they just wanted to make sure, so that they were gonna request my records at the hospital, from the clinic I went to. And yeah, so I think they requested them, but they just never sent them, and they told me to go back the next day. So they discharged me at Thursday at 1 a.m. So it was technically Friday already, huh? Oh, they discharged me Friday at 1 a.m. And that same day was my husband's child little graduation thing because he graduated from ECE. And so that day we went to his little graduation, and I actually had gotten in a fight with my husband because one of my child's teachers, one of the child's teachers, because she was young, she was like, she liked him, whatever, you know. And yeah, so I had gotten in a little argument with him, and I was really stressed and scared because I was like, I knew I was most likely gonna get induced. And I was just scared, especially because my sister had told me something about I forgot something that somebody lost their baby due to high blood pressure. And I was like, fuck, you know, like that scared me even more. And I just felt so stressed, like I was just so scared. And yeah, so we fought, we went to go eat. And I didn't want to eat because we had just gotten in an argument, and his sister didn't want to eat, and he didn't want to eat. His mom was the only one that was going to eat, so his mom got mad, and his mom left, and she just left all of us there. So we were like, what the hell? So we all just ended up leaving, but they ended up all mad because I got mad in the beginning. It was just a little, like, a little thing, you know? And so when we got to the house, he knew I had to go to the hospital, and he didn't want to go with me. So I was like, okay. So I texted my sister if she could go with me, and so she went with me. And when we got to the hospital, they literally... It was like 4 p.m. when we got to the hospital, huh? It was like 4. And they took my blood pressure like 3 times. And they were like... No, like 3 or 4 times. And then the nurse and like I think it was a doctor. Was it a doctor or just nurses?
Nurses at first, but la que entró era la...
Doctor?
Midwife.
Oh, okay. So it was like 2 nurses and the midwife. They mobbed into that room where they monitor your belly and your blood pressure. And she was like, okay. She's all like, we need to get you upstairs now. She was all like, you're not going to walk up there. We are going to take you up there. We are going to give you medication to lower your blood pressure. And we're going to put you on magnesium.
And then she looked at me and said, follow us.
And she's all like, we're going to put you on magnesium. And during that time, guys, it was funny because she told me, so you're going to get induced today. And when she told me that, I swear my blood pressure went up. It went up 5 more. I think it went up to 180. And she's like, that's normal. It happens. And I was like, well, great. I don't need that to happen, you know? And yeah, she's like, it's normal. It happens. And so, yeah, that's when she told me that, it went up. And then that's when they left. And then that's when they mobbed back in, right? And then, yeah. So then they gave me, I think first they gave me the medication to lower my blood pressure. But it wasn't working. So that's when they were going to put me on the magnesium either way. And magnesium is something to keep your blood pressure elevated during your like labor and delivery and all that. So, yeah. So then they took me upstairs and they were hooking me up to the magnesium. They were hooking me up to the blood pressure machine. They were hooking me up to all that stuff. And she was all like, oh, during that time, my husband texted me. He was all like, where are you? But he was all snappy, you know, and I was like, I'm over here getting taken care of, you know, like, you wanted to miss the birth, you're gonna miss the birth now. Just kidding. And then I told my sister to send him what room I was in. So he got there, my sister left. And they told me the effects of the magnesium. It gives you like if you have a really high fever. And I didn't feel them at first, you know, like, cause they bring you, wet towels and stuff to put on you, but I didn't feel it at first until the end. I felt hot, but I didn't feel like everything else they told me until like more on. I started feeling weak and stuff, and I thought it was bullshit. I was like, I can walk, you know, I can go to the bathroom, because I didn't want them to put me on the catheter. I think that's what it's called, because I was like, no, you know, like, but I just told them to put it on me at the end, because I was not going to be getting licked in my ass every time for them to put a bucket under me, you know, like, no, I was just like, just put that thing in me. So they did. I was in labor for 26 hours, and the whole night, like from 6 to like 6 in the morning, nothing happened. All I did was really sleep. Well, I didn't sleep that night, because I was like, they kept coming in, they kept giving me medicine, they kept checking me, they kept checking my blood pressures, the baby, because the baby kept, when he was in my belly, he would always hide from those monitors, so they always had to move him to try to find them again. And it's like he played with them, because he would kick them and then move to the other side, and so there they go trying to find him, and then he'd kick it and then go again. Like, they just would not be able to find him. So now it's May 18th, a Saturday. It was 6 in the morning, and that's when the doctor was going to put the balloon in me to mimic the baby's head, to try to open me quicker and make me dilate quicker. When she was opening me to put the balloon, like, and the nurse was getting the balloon or whatever, the thing to give it to her to put it in me, when she put her fingers, I don't know if she broke my water or it broke by itself, but it just splashed all over her and her face and stuff, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, I just peed. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to pee. But then in my head, I was like, oh shit, did I like take the pull catheter off? Like, is something wrong with me now, you know? Because I don't know how those work, to be honest with you. I never really paid attention in school, and I don't remember if they showed us those things because we learned about all that stuff. But yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you know? And my husband looked at me like, damn, you disrespectful ass bitch. But it's like, I don't control that, you know? She's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. It happens and whatever. And then so my water broke, and she's like, we don't have to put the balloon anymore because your process is going to go much faster by itself. And I was just waiting for my contractions to get stronger and for me to dilate. And it was like 10 in the morning, and that's when my contractions started getting like to the point where I was like, ugh, like very, very uncomfortable with them. And I was dilating slow, like slow. I was barely 3 centimeters, I think 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters at 10 in the morning. So I was dilating really slow. And so the nurse came in, and she's all like, I think you should get an epidural. She's all like, because you can't move, you just have to stay there laying down and whatnot. And I was all like, you're right. And you know how you guys can't move when you get the epidural? I was like, watch I move and like stay paralyzed or something, you know? And I was like, fuck no. I was like, I'm getting this shit right now that I can handle it. So yeah, the guy came in, and he was all tatted up. Like, he was an old man, all tatted, literally all tatted, like from neck down. He was all tatted. He had little hoop piercings, like little hoop earrings, you know the ones my dad used to wear? He had those little hoop earrings and like a little cross one. Oh my god, he looked like a straight up, like, if I saw him in the street, I would never think he's a damn doctor. And I was like, okay, you know, like, I'm ready, you know? And I didn't think nothing, like, I was like, okay, I just want this damn epidural. Guys, I didn't feel anything, like anything. I thought they hurt when they put it in, because my mom and my husband kept telling me like they hurt when they pushed it in. So I was like, I'm gonna be strong. And you know how they put you like this, and I was like, I was all strong, you know? And when he put it, I didn't even feel it. The only thing I felt was the alcohol. That's all I felt. And I was like, are you done? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I didn't even feel it. So he was, and then during my whole epidural, when he was putting it in, he was teaching somebody, and he just kept talking and talking and talking. And I was like, dude, teach him on somebody else. Like, just put this damn epidural and like let the student be, you know? And he was all like, I hope you don't mind. And I was all like, me being the nice person I am, I was like, no, it's fine. But I was not gonna let them practice on me, you know, like he could practice on me. But yeah, he did a really good job. But yeah, so I got my epidural like at 10. Time passed. I just fell asleep the whole day. The whole Saturday I was sleeping, like the whole day. Like the magnesium had got to me a lot, because all I did was sleep. Like, I'm gonna tell my sister to insert pictures of how drugged up I was and how like ugly I looked and stuff, and you'll see alone in the pictures how like drugged I still look drugged. And yeah, and so it was like 2 in the afternoon that same Saturday, and I think it was like 2 or 3. It was pretty late later on. And I guess I had went out. I don't remember much because I was sleeping. Well, I think I was sleeping. Who knows what happened, you know? But I was sleeping. And I guess I went out, and my baby's heart rate started going down, and something with me started going down. So all these doctors came in and whatnot. And like, I just remember opening my eyes, and I saw a bunch of doctors around me. And like, there was just a bunch of doctors and my husband and whatnot. And then I went back to sleep, and then I opened my eyes again, and my husband was just there guiding my hand, and he was all like, you scared me. And I was all like, why, you know? And he's all like, I thought something was gonna happen. He started telling me all this stuff, you know? I think he got a little emotional, a little wake-up call there, you know? Like, oh shit. He got all scared, and he was all like, I thought something happened, and all this other stuff. And I was all like, dude, I don't remember. And he's like, you don't remember them poking medicine into... I guess they started poking all these like IVs and stuff, putting more IVs in me and putting more medicine in my little thing, and they just started doing all this stuff, but I don't remember, you know, because I was sleeping. But yeah, and he was all scared, you know. They were, well, I probably bet you they were all scared while I was over there knocked out sleeping in my dreams. I don't know what was going on, to be honest. I think I was sleeping. I think they were, I don't know what was going on. Oh yeah, I don't know. I just know that like I would wake up. I just felt so tired. Like, I just would wake up and go right back to sleep. And when I woke up, the nurse just smiled at me, you know, and I was like, okay, you know, just went back to sleep. But yeah, but I think it's the same thing, the magnesium. I think that's what made me like that, you know, or maybe they gave me too much dose of it or something, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so I woke up and I was fine, you know. Then I slept again all the way until it was time to push. So when it was time to push, she had just came and checked, and I was only 8 centimeters dilated. And I think this happened like around 5:30, 5:40, 5:40 probably, because like literally like 3 minutes after, I told my nurse, I was like, I really have to use the bathroom. Well, I told her I had to take a shit, and she was all like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I really have to take a shit. And I felt like they didn't believe me because of the fact that the doctor had just came and checked me, and I was only 2 centimeters dilated. 8 centimeters dilated. So she was like, okay. She's like, I'll call the doctor. And I was like, I'm gonna start pushing, because I was like, I have to poop. She called the doctor, and the doctor was like, okay. Like, I feel like the doctor didn't believe me. So she put her gloves on, and then she checked me. And when she checked me, she's like, oh, you're right. She's like, you're 10 centimeters dilated. And I was like, okay, like, great. You know, I'm ready to poop. I'm ready to take it out. I'm ready to take this turd out. But it was my little child. It was time to push. And I was pushing. Guys, you know what's crazy? I feel like I had the easiest low-key birth because of how drugged up I was. Because during my contractions, I would push, fall asleep. Push, fall asleep. Except for, okay, so when she told me to start pushing, I pushed like, I think I pushed 5 times. Because my first 2 times that I pushed, I was good. And then the third time, she was all like, you can't push because your baby's heart rate's going down, and that I was gonna really hurt him if I pushed, and that I just had to like not do anything, just let him rest and let myself rest and all this stuff. So oh my gosh, I think it's more painful holding your contraction than it is pushing. Like, oh, it just hurt so bad. I started crying, and I was like, ah, like I swear I'd never cried like that. Like, it just hurt so bad, and I much rather push than hold the contraction in. And yeah, so after that contraction, and then it was probably my hardest, like, biggest contraction I ever got. And I probably felt like that because I couldn't push, you know. So I pushed like 2 more times, and he came out. And guys, it literally felt like he flew out like Superman. Like, I just felt like the water, you know. So I thought he flew out, and I asked my husband, I was like, did he fly out? Because I felt like he just flew out. And my husband was like, no, like, you know, like, you got issues. So he came out and everything, and they gave him to me. And I was like, oh my God, that's my child, you know. And he was so white, so white. Like, oh my God, I'll put the video pictures there. But he was just so white. Like, he was whiter than me. He was like a ghost. He was pale. And I was like, oh, you know, like, guys, my attention straight went on him, you know. They turned the lights on, and they started, yeah. You were thinking about it, makes you want to cry. Yeah, what's it called? Yeah, I was trying to cry. I was like, oh my God, this is mine. Like, this is my little child. I made him. You know, like, damn, I don't know, but yeah. What is? Huh? Guys, I am so emotional when it comes to Peanut. Like, oh my gosh, like, what was it? What did I tell you? I forgot. Every little thing he does, I want to cry. I'm just like, oh my God. The other day, I told my sister, I think I accidentally hit him with the door, and I felt super guilty. Like, I want to cry. Like, I just felt super guilty. Yeah, so when they gave him to me, like, my mind, it's true. Like, your mind literally just forgets about the pain, you know? And they started stitching me up when they gave him to me. And I, like, it hurt, but it wasn't bothering me because I had him. And one of the times that she pulled me, it hurt me. And I was like, hey, I feel that. And she's like, you feel it? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what do you mean you feel it? And I was like, I feel it. But I don't think she believed me because she kept stitching me. And she pulled it again. And I was like, I felt that. And I was like, you just pulled it. And she was all like, she looked at me. She's like, didn't you get the epidural? And I was like, yeah. And she's all like, did you not push it? And I was like, push what? Guys, the whole time, in order for it to keep going, you have to push a button. And they didn't tell me that. So I was like, what the fuck? So it's like it weared off at the end. And she's all like, push the button, and I'm going to let it go back for a little bit. So I had to push the button. And it went like, they waited a few minutes, and she put me some medicine there. What is it? Anesthesia? Yeah, she put some there so I wouldn't feel it. And yeah, she stitched me up. I was fine like after that. And then they squished my belly, and then everything came out, you know. And, but he was so tiny, guys. He was so cute. My child he was born at 6 p.m. Saturday, May 18th. Exactly 6 p.m. He flew out at 6 p.m. like Superman. He was 5 pounds, 11 ounces. And he was just so white. I'm going to send her the video so you guys can watch him. I think I only have one video, and the rest are pictures. So you can see them after this. But yeah, now he's like 15 pounds. He's a munchkin. He's a grown man now. Okay, I think he's 15 pounds. Now he's a big boy. Now he's 3 months. He's super fat. He hasn't grown much in inches because I just took him to the doctor's like last month, I think. Yeah, last month. He had only grown like 5 inches. He has only grown like 5 inches since he was born. He hasn't grown much because he was 18 inches. 18 inches long, 19, 20, 21, 20. Oh no, he had only grown 4 inches. But yeah, he hasn't grown much. But they told me he was fine with weight and everything. But let me show you my little big boy, my grown man now. Since I had on magnesium, I couldn't eat the day I got induced, the day I gave birth, and the day after.
Or stay alone.
Or stay alone. I wasn't allowed to stay alone with the baby. Someone always had to be with me. I wasn't allowed to carry him by myself, like with no one there. I had to always have someone there with me. So like the first night, my husband had to take care of the baby. And just whenever he got hungry, he would give him to me and I would like put him on my boob and you know, he would eat. But I could never stay alone with him. And on Monday, oh, my baby had to stay till Tuesday because he got really bad jaundice. It was really yellow. So they kept him for like 3 days until it got better. And we got I got discharged Monday and he had got discharged. No, yeah, I got discharged Monday and he had got discharged Tuesday. I got discharged like in the night and he got discharged Tuesday morning. Tuesday at 12 p.m. And so we went home and it was great. We cuddled and everything. But yeah, now my baby is 3 months old. He's probably like a good 15 pounds now. My sister says no, but I think he's like 15 pounds. And he's probably like, what, 29 inches, 28? Okay, let me see, bring my fanny. Oh, I should have did your hair. I should have got you clothes. And this is my little Fanny. This is my Armandito. His name is Armando. Look at the camera. Oh, look at the camera, my love, not the fan. My sister's trying to really get his attention. This is my Fanny. This is my coño. Look at the camera. Alright, he just ain't feeling y'all right now. But it's okay. But yeah, and on other news, guys, so before I got discharged, I got placed on the Nexplanon implant. But it turns out, so when they placed it, after that, I started having really bad headaches. My arm hurt, like, when I barely would touch it around where the Nexplanon was. My arm hurt really bad. The Nexplanon is an arm implant, the one that goes in your arm. I think I did say it already. But, yeah, it lasts up to, like, 5 years, I think, or 3 to 5 years. I don't remember. But it's that one. And so I had gone I went to go get it checked at the children's hospital because that's where I always go to get my birth controls. And it turns out, so they were like, they couldn't feel it at first, you know? And they were like, they put it in way too deep when they were taking it out. Guys, and then I got a smart ass doctor. The doctor was all like, all these people that want free healthcare and you have it and you're throwing it away. And I was like, girl, I'm not going to keep something that doesn't go with my body. I was like, I'm having very bad headaches and my arm's very much like, it hurts really bad, you know? And the other doctor, I had 2 doctors that day. The other doctor was like, okay, like, I understand. But she was younger. And the other one was an old-fashioned one. Like, you can right away tell. Oh, she pissed me off. But, yeah, she was all like... So, when they started taking it out, she just kept feeling it. And I was like, you're hurting me while you're touching me. And she's like, it hurts you? And I was like, yeah. And she's all like, So, she started, like, feeling it everywhere. And then she's all like, they put it way too close to a nerve. And she's like, I have to take it out at a certain angle to not... like hurt me, you know? And I was like, okay. And so I thought I was gonna need surgery, guys. She like started cutting me, and as she was taking it out, she couldn't like really get it. Like she would lose and stuff. And as she took it out, when she took some of it out, she saw it was broken, and she's like, oh, you know, like. So then she told the other doctor was holding my baby, and she's all like, I'm gonna need you to put him down for a little bit so you can come help me. And so they were like, they just were both there on my arm, like trying to figure out, you know, like what the hell. So then they cut me a little more and they got both of them out. But yeah, it turns out my Nexplanon was broken, and that's why I was having headaches, and that's why it hurt, and it was way too close to my nerve. So guys, I had intercourse before that, you know, like literally the night before too. And so he doesn't know if he will have a sibling soon. What did I just say? you didn't last long as the only child. But yeah, guys, I will be in another video. I will be sure to let you guys know. Plus, whatever, you know. So yeah, I might be pregnant again, but that's we'll see. Anyways, okay guys, well, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. I love reading comments, so comment. And yeah, that was my labor and delivery story. See you the next time, and let's see if we know the next time if someone's not the only sibling. Bye. Bye.